All right, today I'm going to do kind of a different kind of video. And so what I was going to go over today is some of the hand tools I've been using over the years, from the ones I've had the longest to the ones I've had the most trouble with, etc., etc. So anyway, so what started all this was earlier today. I went to go check the local swap meet where they generally sell power tools, used, new, some that look new, some that are maybe returns, refurbished, who knows. There's a couple of different guys that sell stuff. Generally, the prices are fairly high on some of the items there. I can think of a couple that I have bought. I think this is a XR series fake metal here. This is plastic. I bought this, I think, $40, maybe. I'm not sure, $40, I think. And I haven't used it a lot. What I've noticed about a lot of these drills is you put a very small bit in here, and if you can get one that holds one really small, like anything that you might drill a PCB board with, and you'll watch it, and it will the chuck, it won't be straight. You'll see the bit wobble, okay? And I've done another video on that before. And so dewalt, ridgid, ryobi, and all those have varying differences, but ridgid seems to be the biggest offender for crooked drill chucks. And I've done some research on it, and people would send the drill back to them, and it would still be crooked. So I have, I've worked in some of the trades before, but mostly as an automotive mechanic, so a lot of this stuff was actually mostly purchased after that. I think the oldest tool that I have that I personally bought is from about 2014, and that is that ryobi impact over there, which I use for automotive, which is why it's all greasy and dirty. And that's one of my favorites for working on cars. I believe I have a brand new one in one of these boxes or somewhere. Let me put this on the tripod. So, I don't know if I have any of these bits handy. I don't know. I think this one's probably the straightest. So I believe I bought this at the swap meet for $40. I think it maybe even had a battery on it. This is a brush drill. It's actually kind of nice. It's all metal, unlike the dewalt. And you've got hammer, drill, and screw settings. So that's kind of nice. This one, along with the one that just burnt up last week, these are brushless. I bought them in 2019. I really haven't used them much. As you can see, they're pretty clean. I'm actually not impressed with them at all. And they do have lifetime warranty. This one's burned up. This is the one I use the most. And it's burned up back in here. If I put a battery on it, it'll turn a little bit and smoke. Let's see here. So I'm wondering if we can... Okay. There's a little bit of run out on that one. Now don't watch that part. Watch the bit. So, a lot of these are really bad. And I think the dewalts are probably the best ones for not doing that. This dewalt here, I recently found this one at a Goodwill, and it's an older brush 20 volt max. The bit's pretty straight on that. I don't remember if this one is good or bad. Now, the problem with the dewalt is I actually only have one battery. I'm not a big dewalt fan. This is a 3 amp hour battery. I think the way that ended up happening was I found a dewalt battery and a charger at Goodwill for $8. And then I went to the swap meet and bought the dewalt drill for $40. Pretty straight. So usually when I want to drill something precision, I grab the dewalt. I don't do any kind of heavy work with it. But let's see some of these other ones here. It's usually a lot easier to see this on a small bit, but okay, so I don't have any small bits laying around here real easily to do that. But anyway, so this particular drill burned up really easy. I didn't use it very much, and I was in here working on a workbench, and it just kind of crapped on me. So, but anyway, so a lot of these tools, like that Ryobi Impact over there, it's not really particularly great for running drywall screws in, but you don't have to worry about them breaking. Now, this one here is the new brushless, and it's a single speed. It came in a kit. I have the box, original box still, and it is kind of variable, but it spins a lot faster. This one here, I mean, I have beat the crap out of it. I got it caught in between things, you know. It doesn't even have its name on it anymore. I bought this in 2014 or 2015. This might even be the original battery. The batteries have been dropped. They're cracked. I have had maybe one Ryobi battery fail on me. And it was maybe a couple of years old. So I really haven't had too much problems with their batteries. And now when I have a battery fail on me, I take it apart because all the cells are not always bad. And sometimes the BMS can be bad too. So when it comes to these kind of things, if you have a bad battery, you should definitely take it apart, okay? If you cannot get it to charge, you should take it apart and you should check the voltage of all the cells. Yeah, you know, for a little bit of money, you can go ahead and repair that battery pack. You know, you can get an 18650 cell and replace the defective one if it's just a defective cell or two. You know, so, you know, I mean, it's a whole lot cheaper than buying. Some of these batteries are like $100 a piece, you know. Generally speaking, I think that the quality of the batteries are the same from one drill to the next. It's the amount of batteries that are in parallel. So when you have a little skinny battery pack, you know, I mean, these are all splitting hairs. This is this is a, I don't know where it says, but you see 2.0 or, you know, 1.86. Here's a 2 0.0 amp hour, 36 watt battery. And there's a single set of cells in here that total up to 18 volts, okay? It's not a big deal. Okay, DeWalt, same thing. Maybe there's an extra battery in there. I don't know, but the average voltage of these batteries is like 3.7 or something like that. So if you added another 3.7, you know, it means that the other battery pack would have to be more closer to 17, but DeWalt calls it 20 volts. I really think that I can't remember how many cells are in there, but it's claiming to have 3 amp hours. Okay, so either it has an extra battery in there in parallel, or, you know, something, which it probably does not. So it'd be another battery in series. So you would have to have slightly higher capacity cells themselves, okay? Because there's really not anything extra in there. And so like this one here, this is a 27 watt hour battery, which would be a 1.8 or something, or 1.6. Okay, but physically, look at them. I'm going to say it's just marketing scheme bullshit. The batteries are almost identical. By the way, Ridgid doesn't make batteries like this anymore. They don't have the nice rubber on them anymore. They're just absolutely complete crap now. So, I have lifetime warranty batteries, you know, and basically, yeah, it sucks because I won't get the same kind of battery anymore. These Ryobi batteries, they have the One Plus. They have, you know, they have different names on them. They're usually rated. This is 24 watt hour. So Ryobi uses cheaper cells, obviously. So this battery and this battery are basically equivalent, but this is a 24 watt hour. This is a 27. So what they're trying to claim here between these 3 different batteries is that they're all using a different grade of cell with slightly more capacity, more amperage. So you save some money on the Ryobi batteries. They have a little bit less capacity, but when you get into the larger battery cells like this is a 3 amp hour, and they put the light on them too, so which is cool, and they put rubber on them. I would much rather run these cheaper Ryobi 1 batteries like this one than I would want to have to pay for some of the other more expensive brands. This battery is going to have a set of cells going that way and a set of cells going that way. Maybe even 3 rows, but definitely 2. So depends on what type of cells they're using, and they're going to achieve that amp hours by being in parallel. So there's more cells in here. They're in parallel with each other. So 3 amp hours is, if they mark it on here, it is 54 watt hours. So we got this one here being 2.0, 36 watt hours. And then the other ones aren't marked. So this one here is 24 watt hours, and they don't rate the thing, but I think it's 1.6 or something less than that. But this battery here works better than anything else I've used so far. I haven't had too many problems with it. Now, the Ridgid batteries, they seem to be pretty good. I haven't had too many problems with them. You know, where you really run into problems with Ryobi is on stuff like these Sawzalls. And, you know, especially with the old batteries and the older Sawzall tools. I've had pretty good luck with the small saw. The angle grinder works pretty good with the large battery. I've got a full-size brushless saw. It's got a plywood blade in it right now. And this comes with a different battery, 2 amp hour says. I think they're just claiming to use higher grade cells. So it says 2 amp hour, 36 watt hour, which I think that's in line with our Ridgid. Now these two companies are the same, okay? So most likely the cells inside of these packs are the same. They're both from One World Industries. So you don't ever want to get into a pissing contest between Ryobi and Ridgid because it is the same company, okay? And I don't just mean they're owned by the same company, it is the same company. The name is on both of them. It says One World Technologies. Let's see if I can show it right here. It's very hard to see. Okay. And so they're both Anderson, South Carolina. Now, dewalt, I cannot remember. We all know they're owned by Black & Decker, which is their demise. So they say Baltimore, Maryland on that one. I don't know. It doesn't say on this one, does it? Nope. They're so proud of it, it doesn't even tell you. So, anyway, I've had pretty good luck with most of this stuff except for the ridgid drill that burned up. You know, I've got some stuff I bought just to get a battery. Like literally, there's a brand new drill in here. I've never used it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I've obviously got plenty of drills. Oh, geez. So this is one of my first drills. I forgot I still had this. And I tried to be pretty nice to it. This one came with that impact right here. Yeah, I forgot about that. To me, it just looked kind of outdated, so I put it in the box. And so brand new. One of the old impacts. They may have used it a couple of times. There's a little bit of dirt on it. But this is good for automotive. So, anyway. I guess I don't really need all this stuff, so I was thinking about probably getting rid of the ridgid stuff. That ridgid saw over there I picked up from Goodwill, that thing's an absolute dog. But, you know, most of the jobs I've been on, people have been using the Milwaukee stuff. Unfortunately, it is ridiculously priced. But today we did buy some stuff, so I bought these right here. So these are brush tools. This was, I bought this impact from Goodwill, and it had a bad battery on it and no charger, and it was pretty cheap. I don't remember what it was. So today, I bought this battery that looks pretty new to me. 3 amp hour, 54 watt hour. They want to call it some bull crap, red lithium, whatever. And so I bought that and this with the charger for $100 today. But Home Depot is running a sale on these. So these are, they have a 5-year warranty on the tool, 2-year on the battery. Not quite as good as ridgid, but so you've got the brushless drill and driver, and they're $189. You get 2 batteries. They're small batteries, and probably some kind of little tool bag. So anyway, I guess I'll probably make another video for that. You know, I'm gonna open it up and check it out. What I did earlier too is I took this this Milwaukee and the hammer drill, the rigid hammer drill, and I went around with the big bit, and I'm drilling holes in some stumps and hardwood stuff, just kind of see, you know, how well it would hang. And I noticed that the drill itself, I don't know if there's an issue because it's obviously used, but, you know, through these ports here on the other drill, it kicked out a lot of heat. I really couldn't get this one to generate nearly as much heat. These are both brush motors. So, what I don't like is, so, you know, the boards inside of here that control the motor, they're very expensive, okay? Like probably $150 if you were to buy them. And one of these motors here, if something really goes bad, you can replace the brushes, okay? But the brushes are pretty good size, and they're spring-loaded. And if you wear out a set of brushes, I mean, like, it's a really hard thing to do, okay? So, these are far more reliable than a brushless motor. They might not have the same kind of torque, but, you know, so here we have this, you know, nice-looking drill, impact driver, and it's toast. It does not work. And it has hardly ever been abused or used. So, there's a lifetime warranty on it. I've got to mail it to Ridgid, which, by the way, you do not want to have to call them on the phone. If you have to call them on the phone, you're going to be on the phone. You don't sit and wait on the line. Have them call you back. Okay? I called them 3 days in a row. And they're East Coast time, and I'm West Coast time, or Arizona time, however you want to look at it. So, I called them up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and they put me on hold until well past, like, 6 o'clock their time, which they closed their office at 5. So, basically, they're 3 or 4 hours ahead or whatever the hell. And instead of just hanging up on you and saying it's after hours, they'll just leave you on hold until you hang up the phone forever. So, I called them the next day at about the same time, and after a couple of hours, I hung up. And then the next day, I called them a little bit earlier in the day, maybe 10 o'clock, and it gave me the option to get a call back, which it did not the other times. And about 6 hours later, they called me back. And the guy was fairly helpful. Except for, like, I didn't get any kind of confirmation email or anything. And then about 15 days later or something, my replacement battery showed up. So they warranted the battery on this. And I have to mail the tool. I have to mail the tool to them, and then they'll look at it and repair it or replace it. And so, with the way these are, this is one of the few ones that have the speed on here. So when you put it on one, it goes really slow, and it limits the torque. Okay, so I don't think they can replace this one anymore. I don't think it's available. But I do like how this is all rubber up here. It's rubber up here. It protects the label. There's a serial number on here. Still got a dink in it. And I don't know what this material is that the nose cone's made out of, but it's fairly rugged. It's pretty durable. But the deal is with these, you know, you're going to have to mail it back. And I don't know how long it takes them to repair it, so that's why I decided to go and buy the the Milwaukee stuff today. So I don't know if I wasted my money or not, buying $100 worth of used crap, and then basically $200 worth of new crap. You know, and it's like, I didn't need it. You can see I don't need it.